It's Monday, January 16th, 2012. I'm Jab, and SOPA was absolutely nothing compared to the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act, and basically where SOPA was supposed to be shutting websites down without any cause or warning, the NDAA is a fear tactic, but basically what is a law that was signed in, however unconstitutional and invalid it is, it can still be acted upon, and it gives the government, they'll give you the hierarchy, uber rich, corporations, government. That's the basic hierarchy of how everything is connected. So it's not our government, it is the government that has been elected by people who are too stupid to say, hey, I'm going to spend 2 minutes to sit down and see, oh, here's a video where Rick Santorum is saying one thing one moment, and then he says something literally 30 seconds later that's completely, but people are voting. So that's why they hate the internet, because, hello, you can figure out the stuff if you actually take 2 seconds to sit down and do the research. Now, the NDAA basically says that the government, aka also the corporations and the uber rich, can say, oh, this person is inconvenient, so let's arrest or kill them, essentially. So you can have indefinite detention without a warrant, without cause, and without trial. So basically they can throw you in jail indefinitely for the rest of your life because you're inconvenient to them making money. That's basically what it is. And if throwing you in jail is too inconvenient, they can literally, by what the law says, just outright send out the military, the armed forces that's supposed to defend this country, and go in and kill the people that they're supposed to be defending. That is a law. It is not, might get passed, but it is an actual law in the United States. It's not constitutional. It was not signed by people who honored the Constitution. It is signed by traitors. Obama's a traitor, and everyone else who signed that law is a traitor. Simple as that. It's not gross incompetence. This stuff is intentional. It's all about profits and controlling the flow of money. Where does the money come from? The middle class. So what do? They create conflict targeting the middle class. What is the stereotypical middle class? Well, I'm not going to get into that. But anything political, anything racial, anything religious, if you have different groups, the intention is to make them fight each other. Alright? America against the Middle East. Do you think, as an American, I want to see the Middle East bombed? No. I don't, let them do what they're doing, and they'll let us do what we're doing. All the trouble that's being stirred up is through the uber-rich corporation government hierarchy to generate more money and more power. So, basically, the only person that you can count on, really, presidential-wise, is Ron Paul. Defense means you defend in your own borders. Saying, oh, we have to defend our freedom by going thousands of miles to other continents is the biggest baloney in the world. Now, I have a lot of non-American viewers. I love you guys just as much as everyone else here in my own country. Not everyone in America is a dumbass. In fact, there are lots of very intelligent people here. And I want to give other people credit too. I think Iraq had the first open heart transplant surgery or something like that in the Middle East. And then the government bombed them. Great. And if you look at my stream, you can actually see some of the videos that highlight and give you this information. I highly recommend getting an extension for Firefox that will let you actually save the source code video so you can show your family and friends what they're not seeing online. And that's why why they're trying to pass SOPA. So basically, something like YouTube, any website where you can upload a file or even paste text into a comment box. I mean, literally, you could have a guest book. and the RRA and the NPAA and all of them, they could say, oh, this paragraph was copyrighted, and obviously they stretch the laws way beyond. You know, they have the DCMAA. So basically, if someone posts something that's infringing, you have to contact the website and give them the opportunity to one, verify that it is infringing content and that's outside the scope of fair use, and three, okay, well, the people operating the website have to know that it's there so they can remove it. So SOPA was basically designed so that, hey, this website is posting anything remotely political that does not favor our corporate profits, because we have to keep making more money so we can beef up those shares, right? So basically, that would allow any corporation to go to that website, post something that's infringing, and that would take the website down completely. This stuff is real. Everything that I am saying can be verified. You can, there. Look at the video stream. Go look these things up. You can go on Wikipedia. Even as Wikipedia is not reliable for social political things, you can still get a basic understanding of what's going on by reading this stuff. And the only person who's going to put an end to this stuff is Ron Paul. And understanding, well, what's a libertarian? You say, well, they're going to get rid of all the laws and people are all be on drugs. No. Federal government, state government. There's a difference. The federal government is supposed to be very small, whereas the state government is supposed to set the laws. If you're living on one side of the country and I'm living on another, why would you want the politicians in my state setting the same laws for your state? If your state has different issues, and you're on especially if you're on the other side of the country, 1,000 miles away, why should you have to deal with the laws that I deal with? Because the situation's going to be different. The circumstances are going to be different. People might just have a different mindset. That's cool. Hey, you know what? If a country gets rid of the marijuana laws, you still have the ability to say, if you're raising kids, you could say, look, you're smoking pot in my house, I'm putting you up for adoption. And if you start smoking pot after 18, you can kick him out. That is about personal responsibility. It is all about personal responsibility. And the moment you hand it over to the government, you're also handing it over to the corporations. And the corporations only care about profit. That's what the uber wealthy care about. That's how they got uber wealthy. That's why you can find dirt on anyone pretty much who's wealthy unless they've really, have done something clean, which would be admirable of someone who was able to get rich without screwing people over. So, look this stuff up. It is real. I wanted to make a video to give you guys a heads up. If you're not in America, and I got a message from someone over in Portugal asking me about video. Save your money. Realize what you have. Don't go out and spend your money on stupid stuff. Basically, make sure you got your transportation and your ability to get to your job covered. Make sure that you're saving your money. You could take your girl out, or, if you're a woman, then, I don't know, because I got the guy perspective, but learn, saturate your mind, become useful to someone and make yourself more intelligent. Don't get swept up in this racial, religious, political BS. Realize what's being done. Realize that if you don't have the power, then the purpose is to set you against other people. Plain as that, so that way the people who have the money, who are above you in power, can continue doing what they're doing. Simple as that. Anyway, I'll try to get some more videos up soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys around.